Hey everybody, welcome back. Today's a 5-day trip. This trip already started off with a modification. I was supposed to deadhead from Birmingham to LaGuardia, then LaGuardia to Burlington. They canceled my Burlington, so I go to LaGuardia, then have to take a car service to JFK, and then I pick up my trip starting there. So I lose 2 legs, still get paid for both of those legs, and then I just start my trip in JFK tomorrow on day 2, which I would have went there anyway after Burlington. So I get done maybe an hour early and start tomorrow an hour and a half later than I normally would have had I kept my same schedule. I'm sitting here in Birmingham Airport waiting for my flight to get here, and I'm gonna do some work. LMS preferably I should be doing, the LMS, but I have other work that I need to do, but I'm gonna do the LMS most likely. And I'll see you guys once I get to JFK. Hello everybody, today's one flight was very, very uneventful, smooth, hour and 53 minutes from LaGuardia to Birmingham. And like I told you earlier that my Burlington flight was canceled, so I didn't have to work that flight. So that's all I did, just deadhead from Atlanta to Birmingham, sat for 2.5 hours, and then worked this flight. This past 2 days off, I took my daughter to North Carolina A&T for a college visit, and smooth sailing going and everything. She's interested in doing journalism and things like that, so that's one of the top schools, for one of the schools that she's looking at that has a journalism program. There are other schools here in Georgia and also in Alabama that she's looking at going to. So we did that yesterday. It was hot. College tour. It was hot doing that college tour. I am not even gonna hold y'all. It was hot. But other than that, that's pretty much all it is. I want my daughter to go wherever makes her happy and whatever she does. Her mom doesn't want her to go too far out of the state. And my belief is that's how kids grow, people grow up, is when you don't have that safety net around you. You have to figure things out on your own that helps you out as an adult, because it worked for me. Granted, my mom raised us to kind of be self-sufficient in a sense. So when I went to school from high school in Georgia to Alabama, I didn't have that safety net there. I didn't have that, so I had to figure it out, which wasn't hard because my mom used to make us figure it out. My dad used to make us figure things out, and it just teaches you a lot about yourself, and you just grow up and learn to be more responsible without that safety net. Now, granted, if she does go to North Carolina A&T, the hotel that we stay at is literally an 8-minute drive. So if I get layovers there, definitely can go see her and everything like that. So it is, one of those things. So other than that, we have a 1:30 p.m. van. I'm gonna go work out, come back upstairs. I need to do some LMS because I just want to get them out the way and be done with it, because I'm tired of seeing the emails of doing your LMS. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 2.
Here's Hoda Kotb.
Good morning, good to see you.
Massive tech outage.
Massive global technical outage.
Impacting airlines, business
Structure offline all across the country.
offices, companies worldwide. You name
Tied to CrowdStrike, which is a major cybersecurity
it. The meltdown is centered around an
provider, has knocked critical computer infrastructure.
Hold on to your butts.
Everybody, today is day 2, and today, day 2, started off with a complete meltdown of every airline. There's been a system-wide, worldwide outage of all the airlines, not just the big 3, but every airline had a major system outage. Banking had a system outage. So, as you can imagine, everything just went straight to the I almost cussed, but you get what I'm finna say. But, so last night, I was supposed to do an Indianapolis turn. That ended up getting canceled. So my report time changed to 8:25 tonight. Now, it's a Friday night. This hotel is overbooked. Our company didn't extend our stay, and we're trying to get in touch with the company, but I'm 40 in the queue, and I've been number 40 in the queue for like 30 minutes. So we're basically getting, I want to say kicked out, but we have to pretty much get out the room so room service can come in and clean up the room to turn it over for their business tonight, because they're oversold and overbooked, which I understand that. That's just strictly business. And we just kind of got lost in the mix of all the craziness that has happened. Had this not happened, I think it would have been easy to get in touch with crew scheduling. They would have been able to extend us or whatever, but because of what happened this morning. So 9 times out of 10, I know it's going to happen. By the time we finally get in touch with somebody, we might as well have just went to the airport and just sat at the airport, which sucks because we're going to be there like 3 hours early. But that's probably what's going to end up happening. And it is what it is. I just do one flight to Norfolk tonight. So we're gonna see what happened, and we're gonna see if that actually cancels too, because they're still canceling a lot of flights. But I'll talk to you guys tonight whenever I get to Norfolk, if I make it there. Hey everybody, I'm not in Norfolk. Did not make it to Norfolk today. I'm back in JFK at another hotel. As I stated earlier, what was going to happen, I went downstairs about 5 o'clock. I was on hold with crew scheduling for probably about an hour because that's just how it was. And then when I finally got a hold of someone, guess what happened? My call dropped. So I can ask to see what was going on about the hotel. And then the flying partner comes down and was like, let's just go ahead and go to the airport, and we just sat in the crew room. So we see that our pilots are coming in from Detroit. Well, we didn't know where they were. We thought one was already in JFK and one was coming from Detroit. So come to find out, both of them was coming from Detroit, and their flight was delayed and was supposed to get in until 11 o'clock tonight. But yet they haven't updated our flight, saying that we were still leaving at 9 o'clock. So we're just sitting in a crew room, just talking or whatever. And next thing you know, our pilots message us and tell us that their flight canceled. So we immediately started messaging the gate agent that was working the flight, saying that, hey, we don't have any pilots, their flight canceled. We tried to let the tower know, ops know. So basically that is recorded, and people can see it, so therefore we can't get in trouble as far as like a missed trip or late, not a missed trip, but a late, so that we were late to the gate. And eventually they ended up canceling our flight. So that's why we're back here now. So now tomorrow I don't have a report time until like 5:45 in the afternoon, and then I do the one flight. So pretty much it's been sitting in the hotel room and half my time at the airport all day today. And this is not everyday occurrence. I don't want people to think like this happens all the time. This is when a system outage like this goes, it's not very often that it happens. So, but you just had to pack your patience today because crew scheduling was dealing with a lot, trying to get so many flight attendants and pilots rescheduled, rerouted, hotels, whatever they needed to be happen. Now, a friend of mine, she was supposed to go home today. They ended up canceling our flight to get back home. She was supposed to operate in the morning, which is her off day. They canceled that flight, and she wasn't going to go home until her second day off. Now they're going to have to give her days off again because she actually had to work on her day off or work into her day off. So it's no big deal about that, but it's just a matter of being at home versus staying in a hotel, spending money and things like that. But again, everybody had to pack their patience today. A lot of flights canceled. A lot of people were taking hotels and everything like that. So it is what it is. I'm not tired. I'm gonna go work out, burn this energy off, and it's a party downstairs. I'm trying to see if I can crash it a little bit later on, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Hey everybody, welcome to day 3. Today is just a one-leg day to Jacksonville. Right now, we have a full crew. We do have a captain. We have airflow on both me and my flying partner. As far as the aircraft, we won't know until we get to the airport because it doesn't show any inbound information for an aircraft. So maybe it's at JFK, just sitting there waiting on us. I don't know. But we're going to see what happens. Atlanta, something is going on. Flights have been getting canceled going into Atlanta. My mom did tell me it was storming down there, whatever like that. So Atlanta is having big issues right now too. And people are actually working into their off day, meaning they're not actually physically working, but they're in a hotel, not on their off day. So we have that going on too. So we're going to see what happens and see how this day goes. More than likely, I feel like we're going to get out of here and go to Jacksonville. I kind of want it tomorrow to be messed up because that's my longest day of 7 hours, which I said earlier in this vlog, but it is what it is. But I'm gonna get ready to go downstairs, catch the shuttle to JFK, and I'll see you guys tonight once I get to Jacksonville. Hello, everybody. Made it here to Jacksonville. Today, one flight was very uneventful. I think everybody was just happy to just be able to make it home. This flight was never delayed. I guess everybody just had issues with whatever was going on with the last few days. Even when we got down here to Jacksonville, the gate agent said they were supposed to work all Atlanta flights and they only worked one because the rest of them canceled. And I think, still the flow over of everything that has happened, she said there are people that they can't even get out until Tuesday. Today is Saturday. So that's the effect of this outage that happened, or whatever it was that happened, to where people cannot get out until Tuesday. That's a lot. But other than that, it's a short overnight. My van time is at 9:23. It is going on 10:45. My brother lives about 30 minutes away. He's doing an event, so can't go down and see my niece and nephew, which I just saw them like 3 weeks ago, so it's not a big deal. I just was like, I'm here, might as well. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the morning for day 4. Good morning, everybody. Day 4 of 5. We're almost done with this trip. Today is the longest day of this trip. It is a 12-hour duty day, 7-hour flight time day today. Jacksonville to JFK, JFK to Raleigh, Raleigh to Nashville, Nashville back to Raleigh. And I should be done around 9-ish tonight. So it's a long day. I really wanted this day to be messed up, as I've said before. But other than that, I slept really well last night. I actually woke up before my alarm because I forgot that I turned off the AC after I got out the shower. And I woke up hot. And so I've been up maybe an hour before my alarm went off. Tried to go back to sleep, but it didn't happen. But our inbound is almost here, so it looks like there's no delay so far for us coming from New York, even though, there was some weather and things like that. So we're gonna see how this day goes, and I'll see you guys once I get to Raleigh. Hello, everybody. As you can tell, it is not dark. It is not 9 o'clock. It is going on 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the afternoon, and I'm in Charleston. So going on our way up to JFK, I got a notification that my flight to Raleigh was canceled. So we didn't do that. Ended up deadheading here to Charleston, and then I'm going to work a flight back to JFK tomorrow, and then deadhead from JFK back to Atlanta. Originally, I was going to get done a lot earlier, but something happened to our captain, and so they pushed the time back to 11 o'clock. So now I get back to Atlanta around the same exact time I was supposed to finish on go home day. But we don't have a captain that is assigned to our trip tomorrow, so we're going to wait and see what happens in the morning, and hopefully it all works out. And again, I'm gonna say this all the time, this is a one-off type thing. This doesn't happen very often, but you have to pack your patience. You just have to basically be like fart in the wind, if excuse the expression, but that's the first thing that came to my mind. Just go with the wind, pretty much. And I don't know, me, delays don't necessarily bother me unless it's go home day and I'm trying to go home. But when it's in the middle of the trip, like it's been now, I'll just throw on some Netflix or watch TV on my app that I have for my cable company, and just call it a day until they do something with me. I'm just that very easygoing and laid back when it comes to things like this. So, but it is. I've kept my flying partner luckily throughout this whole thing. They haven't separated us, but so that's a good thing that you're with someone that you've been with the entire trip. So we're going to enjoy Charleston for a little bit, as far as, there's a food taco truck over here that I wanted to go to, but I'm going to see what my flying partner does because she was talking about going there. But anyways, I'm going to, do my routine. Hopefully nothing changes. I'm still doing LMS and trying to fix my schedule for next month. So I'll see you guys in the morning for go home day. Good morning, everybody. Today is go home day, and my schedule's been getting modified at just the deadhead back to Atlanta. Last night, it changed from me getting home to 5 to 8. And then when I woke up this morning, I seen that they changed it again to where now, instead of me leaving from JFK, I take a shuttle service from JFK to LaGuardia and then leave to LaGuardia, and I get back probably about 6:15, 6 o'clock-ish this afternoon. I guess the flight in JFK was going to continue to get delayed or canceled or whatever like that, so I guess we have too many people. My guess is that we've had too many people working to their off day. That's going to also affect operations on the next trip, because most of us only have 2 days off in between trips. So we work 1 or 2 of our days, that messes up our next trip, because they have to give us those days off because we'll be legal to work. So, you know, it is what it is. Hopefully it stays the same. Nothing else changes, and we do this one leg and that's it. So I'll see you guys once I get home to close out the video. Hey everybody, I made it home finally. Today basically was a 15-hour duty day for me technically, because I was on time available when I was in Charleston because our flight got canceled that morning that I was supposed to leave out. So technically they put me on time available, and we landed pretty much in Atlanta about a little bit over our time or whatever like that, because the flight got delayed from LaGuardia to Atlanta, and we had to delay taking off because there was weather in LaGuardia around the airport, so we would delay taking off then. But over the last 5 days I've only worked 4 actual legs of my original, well, not the original legs, but I only worked 4 legs. That was it. This system glitch is still going on to this day. They kept continuing canceling flights or have significant delays. So, and I found out one of my classmates that went over to mainline, her and her crew had to sleep in LAX because there were no hotels. The company couldn't find them any hotels, so they had to lay on the floor in LAX because the security had closed and they couldn't go back to the plane. So they had to sleep in the airport. They were even walking up and down the street in LA trying to find hotels with vacancy, and they couldn't find any. So, you know, it's one of those things. This is, like I said, it's not like this all the time, but you have to pack your patience and just roll with it. I didn't really get affected that bad as other flight attendants with my company, as far as not being able to get a hotel room or waiting extended times to get a hotel room. So I got lucky on that end. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next vlog, and always hug on the ones that you love. Tell the ones that you love them. I'm out.